Man, we got a race on our hands. It is a MVP race with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, all right? So just the recent stats. Allen had 362 passing yards, 68 rushing yards, and 4 total touchdowns. Jackson had 290 yards, 5 touchdowns, and only 4 incompletions and 65 rushing yards. It is a close race when you talk about these numbers, all right? Lamar is leading in the passing stats, and Josh Allen is leading in some of the rushing touchdowns. So it's a close race, but, Boog, man, it is a tight race with this. How do you feel? Obviously, MVP, Heisman Award winner. How is it when you're in the end of the season, coming to the end of the season, and the gap is so close? Do you look at who's coming up next, or who are they talking about as a potential MVP other than yourself?
You're paying indirect attention to that.
Okay.
You know, it's like you focusing on you, but you also seeing what they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when I look at this statistic or the stats as a whole, it's more dominated than I expected it to be.
Yeah. With Lamar, yeah.
So is it to say, because I've heard all week, I've been hearing in the news that Josh Allen is the favorite.
Correct. We all have.
I'd have seen that game. I was thoroughly impressed on watching him versus the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the stats, oh my goodness. The only thing that you could compare is rushing TDs, but when you got a guy by the name of King Derrick Henry,
it's harder.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
You know.
Golly. When a killer trying to get it for the ends.
Ha!
Come on, man. You ain't going to be able to run that.
Bro,
because when you look at Josh Allen's play, he's the viable option in the red zone.
Correct.
So when you think about the overall record, are all those losses on Lamar Jackson?
And that's what we're saying, because Lamar and the Ravens are sitting at 9-5. Josh Allen and the Bills are sitting at 11-3 currently.
Yeah.
So how big do you play that? Like,
bro.
It's a 2-game difference.
Now the propaganda Now the propaganda that's out there, you would think Josh Allen is crushing it.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
But when you look at the statistics, men lie, women lie, but what don't lie, Peggy?
Numbers don't. But yeah,
bro, Lamar is having a fucking year.
Yeah.
Again, bro. God, and this is what I always have to preface when talking about Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. I understand. I get it. When you're comparing somebody who is as great and as accomplished as Lamar Jackson, it's easy for you to say, but he can't win the big games.
But Josh ain't doing it, though. And he done been farther than Josh.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If anything, I think they came into the league the same year, no?
Okay, yeah.
So if you're going to hold one in contempt of the expectation, you should also hold the other one as well.
Correct.
Every time I go on First Take, Stephen A. loves to bring up the fact about Lamar. Nothing else matters besides winning in the playoffs. He needs a Super Bowl. But I don't see that energy with Josh Allen.
With anybody else.
With anybody else.
I think the thing with Josh Allen, people was like, as long as he don't turn over the ball. But what about getting all
Bro,
the way?
The same issues for Lamar Jackson is the same issues when you're talking about Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is 0-3 versus Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And neither one of them have a lot of interceptions. Lamar is sitting at 3.
But this is a whole nother thing too, Peggy.
What's up?
Because this says a lot about your favorite football player.
Well.
Not the all-pro. Oh, no. This says a lot about your favorite football player. Not the Pro Bowls, all right? Count how many times that person was all-pro. It will shock you. Your favorite football player may not have ever been an all-pro. Why? My point is this. They are in a situation where it only can be one to represent the AFC. Is it going to be Lamar? Is it going to be Josh? Is it going to be Patrick? Or is it going to be Joe?
And that's another person too, Joe.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's so much. It's heavy on the AFC. So I feel sorry for a guy like Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for a guy like Tua Tagovailoa. I feel sorry for those guys. As a player, I do.
Yeah.
But as a fan and as a critic, shit. Game of Thrones, motherfucker.
Not media camp.
Hunger Games,
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Get it how you live, motherfucker. Because trust and believe, it's must-see TV.
Yes, sir.
Now, on the NFC side now,
Who you got coming out from that side?
Jared.
Yeah.
But it's drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after a night of drinking, like the legal fees or the time in court, or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive can change someone else's world too, if you hurt or kill them in a crash. Instead, what if your decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA. I said this because we was going to talk about it earlier in the year in regards to what road is harder to come out of, the AFC or the NFC.
Yeah.
And I labeled the AFC as the League of Supers. And the NFC, the League of the Pedestrians.
No.
And I forgot about the AFC. Who else they got that I feel sorry for?
Who?
CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Bro, that AFC is the Wild Wild West, the Wild Thornberries.
So are they? Is the AFC?
Anybody can represent the NFC. You can say Jared Goff. You can say Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You can say Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford. You see?
Yeah, it ain't the same.
You see what I'm going?
So is the AFC like the SEC of football?
AFC within the last 2 to 3 years and on is definitely the premier division and conference of the NFL. They holding it down. P.O.P. Hold it down. They definitely holding it down. And I'm not saying that it's not something to disrespect the NFC. Baker Mayfield? I'm looking at the playoff contenders in the NFC versus the playoff contenders in the AFC. It's two different roads, bro. One road, you just drew. Oh, man. Oh, what I hit. And the other one, yeah. You see what I'm saying?
But it's a rocky road.
It's a rocky road, and it's slippery. Shit, you be fishtailing out the parking lot. Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's tough coming out of the AFC.
Yes, sir. Damn.
And that's the thing for so long when you go back and you look at history and you say to yourself, like, Peyton Manning was so great. But the biggest knock on Peyton Manning it wasn't that he couldn't win the big games. It was, can he get to the Super Bowl? And there was one person he had to get past.
Yeah, who was that?
I'm just feeling Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it comes down to so many different determining factors. So when you pull up a clip when it says 9-5 versus 11-3, bro, now there's no doubt that Josh Allen is playing out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And having a stat line that people get sidetracked about. Hey, he's the only person in the NFL history to have 3 touchdowns rushing and 3 touchdowns passing in the same game. Wow. Not even you did it, Cam? No. I had 4 and 2.
Not too shabby, huh?
Not too shabby. But the point I'm making is it comes down to one game in the playoffs. Yeah. And unfortunately for Lamar, he's in a position where people are overlooking his unbelievable year because of the team's record. And also, they are used to, it's like, bro, when you're great, there's only certain things that you could do that just is like, everything else is expected.
Yeah.
It's like we expect Lamar to play at this high level. But do we, though? This is the you compare the years that he won MVP. they're similar, if not better.
Yeah, it's like,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, it's tough because it's like I've been doing this for a long time at the high level. Now it's just like I'm
But-
used to it.
But even then, can we say that this is Josh Allen's best year?
Yeah.
I would say this is his best year with protecting the football. But Josh Allen ain't no simp now.
No.
You feel me? Like when you talk about game changers and game managers,
Talk to me. Don't bring that back out.
you have to.
Yeah.
When you talk about game changers and game managers, all the game changers lie in the AFC.
Hold on now. So are you saying there are no game changers in the NFC?
No, there's no game changers in the NFC. Name the game changers, Cam. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. And if I had to say another game changer, CJ Stroud.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like,
I can see, I feel him.
I'm already going to preface this. Motherfuckers, get out y'all feelings and call a spade. There's no game changers at the quarterback position that's in the NFC.
And it's only 5 in the AFC.
There's
Well,
only
4
5 in
possible.
it. There's 4 unanimous, 5 possibly. And they all lie in the AFC.
So golf is not a game changer.
No. He's never, like, come on, bro. Like, if we're going to have these discussion points, if we're going to have these hot takes, Jared Goff needs help.
Okay.
Right? Can you agree?
Yeah. Definitely needs to. But hold on. Did you but you
Hold on, let me make my point.
All right, go ahead.
Does Patrick Mahomes needs a lot of help? Because we've seen him be extremely successful when they stripped Tyreek away.
Yeah, and he can still
When you still gave him some, they got some speed now.
Yeah. Okay, we got Patrick Mahomes for sure.
Lamar Jackson, name me a Pro Bowl receiver that he has had, let alone an All-Pro.
Yeah. The best
Now
he
Joe
had was the
Burrow, outside of Jamar Chase, does he really need some? And granted, if you give him another defense, give him 28 other teams' defense.
That's I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
But on his side of the ball, he having a record-breaking season.
I mean, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
And it hurts so bad. If I'm Joe Burrow, I'm like, God, what more can I do?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean about there's game changers in this game for sure.
Allen?
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson are the only game changers in the whole NFL. And unfortunately and fortunately, they're all on or in the AFC. Anybody can represent the NFC. Like when I think about the Eagles, yeah, Jalen Hurts playing good protective football, a top 10 QBR. Yeah, Jared Goff, he's an elite decision maker. He's going to get the ball in the right person's hands. And for what it's taking, like, bro, I see some of the slow motion throws that he's making. It's like the ball wobbling out of there. He don't throw a pretty ball, but he gets it. He's extremely accurate and he throws the ball on time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thought I was thinking, where do you put? I just thought about it. Where does Jaden Daniels sit when he's in his
It's too
best?
early to tell
Too early.
because that Jaden Daniels
A run.
hype train.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't really on that no more.
True. I feel you on that.
So when I think about Josh Allen, bro, the dude making some throws and they balling for him too. I done seen one hand catches and the other Bro, the hardest clip over the weekend, and I don't know if anybody's talking about it a lot. There was a throw that Josh Allen had to his tight end, and his tight end catches it over 2 people, and he as he's catching it, he gets up, points. That was so hard to me. That was so fly. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, that was so subtle. Because it could have been taunting. Like, he caught it over 2 people. He points, first down.
Yeah, you thought it was.
Swaggy is a motherfucker. So guys are playing for those guys.
But what is like when you say that, like those 4 people,
Yeah.
and you said playing for, is that one of the intangibles? Like, I don't have the talent around me that I would want to have or that other people have, but I can get the best out of the people that I do have. Is that one? That's what you would equate as some one of those parts or tangible?
I feel like if you put Patrick Mahomes on the Las Vegas Raiders, instantly that team becomes better. Nobody else. If you put Joe Burrow on the Las Vegas Raiders, if you put Lamar Jackson in Carolina, if you put who else? Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar. If you put any one of those quarterbacks on the New York Giants, they gonna get more wins than they did though.
Or the Jets.
The Jets ain't they're not a good team. Like I was watching their game as I was flying back from New York, and they're just not a good team. Everybody's making the most of Aaron Rodgers, and granted, he's an easy target for some people. Correct. There's a lot of people, or there's some players in the NFL that's just easy targets. Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys. Mm-hmm. And we're expecting him to play at a ridiculous – we've seen him play at a ridiculous level of just skill set.
We're expecting him to play as a game changer.
Yes, we are. But he's not. But to his defense, he's not on a good team as well as an organization that knows how to win. Because I was watching a game where they was playing the Jags this week. And he goes down there, has an unbelievable drive. Mm-hmm. They miss a field goal. Thankfully, they didn't give up no points.
Yeah.
He then comes back and throws an unbelievable strike to Devontae Adams. Cover 2, caught him in Tampa 2. Devontae streaking down the field. Scores the go-ahead touchdown, but then they put in additional points on there. If they were playing against a great team when they missed that field goal, they never get the ball back with an opportunity to even win. That's all I'm saying. And that was versus the Jags.
Yeah.
The league's worst team. One of the worst teams. Top three.
Bottom three.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bottom three.
Yeah.
Face sad. But that's all I'm saying. Yes, game changers versus game managers. No game changers in the NFC. All game changers lie in the AFC, which makes it must-see TV anytime those guys are playing.